One important step of the logical structure is to identify boxes. What do I call boxes? What I call boxes is simply um, boxes are like this. You can do a cube like this, right? This is the front face, this is the upper face, this is the right face, and then the back left face, and then it's done with interrupted line. Now, in a cube, what happened in a cube is that if you take a you mark a dot at the top here, and then you drag that dot to calculate the length from top to down here. This has a length that is different from the length from this corner to this back corner here, right? This length from this front corner and back corner is longer due to the diagonal point of view. So, so a box, right? What I call boxes. Boxes. We must box price. We must box the chart for many reasons. We must know when the cheapest price start, till how for how long will it rise up. The cheapest price start where at an A plus setup, right? An A plus setup. So we must know the A plus setup that we are talking about. And then we must know also the length for how long will it rise. So those dots there on this box are A plus setup. And A plus setup doesn't have the same amount of length. They don't have the same length. Those are the A plus setup. For example, this top is not the same length like this corner. This corner from this corner to this other corner, this A plus setup is not the same. Same thing from the left to the right. Those are not the same. Even this one, if I only take this the frontal length, is not the same. But you must know what is this setup and for how long will it rise up. That's why we need it. We need to know from which price to which price the price will rise up. And we identify it starting with the dot. That is called the A plus setup. The length, I'll also show you the length. So let us start with the A plus setup. That's why I call boxes. Let us start with the A plus setup. Let us start with the A plus setup. The first A plus setup is actually the twist. The twist. The twist is obviously one part of the zone, as I showed you. As I showed you. The twist is one part of the zone. Okay, let us take this twist, for example. This twist, the cross between the two clouds. Okay, the SSA and SSB. This is a twist, right? This is a twist. By design, the twist is one of the highest points. It's like a resistance and a support for the market by design. So it will tend to turn the market down. So it's an A plus setup because from this point, you can know that the price will fall down. From this point, yeah, you can know that the price will rise up. Those are the twists, right? So those are part of the zone as I show you. This is one of the setup. I will tell you about by how many pips it falls or it rises up. But for the moment, let us look at identify all of the points in this box in this box. Okay, we also have the dunk. The dunk is very best to look at the dunk at 1 hour or 4 hour. The dunk is simply this. This is a dunk, for example. Dunk happen when Tenkan make a fat like this, like a Kobe Bryant shot, like a basketball curve, and then the candle close below it, like this one. This is a candle, the dunk candle, this green candle. And then this is a reversal A plus setup. From this point, you can know for how much the price will rise up, right? So this is one of the points, is a reversal setup. It's good to look at it at 1 hour, 4 hour. Very good. So after the dunk, we got the the inverted Tenkan. Inverted. I left it. The inverted Tenkan. The inverted Tenkan is mostly. Let me find an inverted Tenkan. Let me find an inverted Tenkan for you guys. Uh, okay, let us take this one. This is an inverted Tenkan. An inverted Tenkan happen on a fat Tenkan, right? And a fat, yeah. This is a fat Tenkan that comes like this. So what happened is that this is exactly the inverted Tenkan. This candle, the wick of this candle is the inverted Tenkan. Normally you buy here, you buy, you don't sell. But what happened is that most people don't know it. Like the most of the time, Kijun Tenkan is going down, going down, going down like this. And people don't realize that at this point in time, Tenkan started bending to the upside. Tenkan bend up. I call it Tenkan bend up as a reversal sign. It started pointing to the upside. The inclination of Tenkan has changed the side from down to the top. This is a turning point. And from this turning point, this candle, when this candle was still being printed on the chart, the candle was like this, a plain candle. And people started thinking that, okay, from this point, we can still have we can still keep selling. We can still keep selling. But it was just a fake. What you must look at this point is not the candle. It's instead, how is the Tenkan bending like? Is it still bending to the downside at this point, or is it has it start bending to the upside? So from this point, in this intervals, Tenkan started bending to the upside. So it was no more a sell. It was instead a buy. It was instead a buy. If you go on 15 minutes, you will realize that at this point you can actually buy. That is a setup in 15 minutes. That is a setup in 15 minutes. That is a setup in 15 minutes. This is a setup here. That is a setup in 15 minutes. Okay, this is an SSA and an embedded SSA setup. Yeah, 15 minutes. This is an embedded SSA here. Setup in 15 minutes. This is it. You can actually buy at this close of the candle and keep buying from this point, right? So, but what happened? What happened is that people who don't know it will start thinking that it is instead a sell, a continuation of a sell, but it's actually an inverted Tenkan because because the inclination of Tenkan is already to the upside, and you cannot keep 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 selling at this point. You should instead buy at this point. Okay, so what you must see here is that the way this thing works is that it works in sequence. First of all, we had a twist here. Twist is the first step of the reversal. That the candle tapping on the twist and start the reversal. Start the reversal. So that was a twist. Then you have a dunk candle. This is a dunk candle. The dunk candle just took in. And then after the dunk candle, you have then an inverted Tenkan, an IT. an inverted Tenkan, right? That is going to the upside. That's making the price go to the upside. That's how this thing works. I literally organize it in a way that works like step by step. So then we have an inverted Kijun, an inverted Kijun. Then we have an inverted Kijun. An inverted Kijun is one of the best, one of the most reversal, most important reversal sign. We have it here many times. We have it here at this point, the candles here, the candle at this level, and the candles at this touch of the Kijun. That's the 1 hour time frame. It can happen in 1 hour, it can happen in 15 minutes. It can happen in 1 hour, 15 minutes. So let us take this one, this first one, first of all. Why do I call it an inverted Kijun? It's just because normally when you see Kijun, you must, when you are below the cloud, people think below the cloud is even an indication. When you are below the cloud, you sell Kijun, right? When the price touch Kijun at this point, you sell it. Then you touch Kijun again here to keep selling. But at this point, when we have a ticket close to the upside, that changed the bias. That changed the way you buy or sell Kijun. At this point, you buy Kijun because when the price will retrace here and it will touch Kijun, it will not more be a sell Kijun because we are below the cloud. Below the cloud is not an indication. Below the cloud doesn't mean something very interesting. You need to understand that this is a pattern of reversal. Like we had a cross above Kijun, the trend has stopped going down, and then we have then a Kijun, an inverted Kijun here. Inverted Kijun are just only the part of the candle that are below Kijun here, like those weeks, those 3 weeks that are below Kijun here. Okay, that's an inverted Kijun. Another inverted Kijun happened here too, because the candle stopped going up, going up from this level. Then you have a Tenkan, an inverted course of Tenkan Kijun that's now on the downside because the course was to the upside here, then now it's to the downside, and then we start selling from this point. So that's it. That's it for the Kijun Tenkan, the inverted Tenkan Kijun. So after that, you have an inverted Kijun in cloud. I'll call it inverted Kijun in cloud and leave inverted Kijun in cloud. Now we have an inverted Kijun in cloud. That happens most of the time too. In 15 minutes mostly. Sometimes in 1 hour. Okay, let us take this one in 1 hour. It is a huge sign of reversal too. We have here, this is an inverted Kijun in cloud. So because we are still, the cloud is still red, like normally we should sell Kijun, but an inverted happened here and it make the price goes to the upside. So this is an inverted Kijun in cloud. It works exactly like the inverted Kijun out of the cloud, just below the cloud. The normal inverted Kijun like is below the cloud, like we are inside the air in a blank space. But the next one is inverted Kijun in cloud. People can see it and say, oh, what the price is doing, I don't know. No, don't be confused. It's also a buy. Because from this point of view, from this point, it is sure that at the higher time frame, the price was starting to go up. Like we just touched SSB in 4 hours. And then from that SSB, the Bitcoin started rising up higher from this point. So it also happened for inverted setup, like setup of a reversal. It's also a reversal setup. All of the setup that I just show you till now is those are reversal setup. I'll just make you see them, and they work like in synchronization. Dunk, inverted Kijun, inverted Tenkan. You can literally have something like that in a perfect trend. You can have a twist here, an inverted Tenkan here, even though it's not happen. Then an inverted Kijun here, then an inverted Kijun inside the cloud here, right? And then they follow themselves like this. That's how I organize this in the Google Sheet. So then we have a Shiku out of SSB. Shiku out of SSB is a particular setup where when Shiku goes out of SSB is a reversal sign. Okay, it happen a lot. It happen a lot. It happen a lot. More than you think. Okay, let us take this one. Is a retracement sign or a reversal sign. So at this point, right, Shiku was above the cloud like this, and then the price started going down, going down, going down. As soon as Shiku crosses SSB, don't expect the price to move at this for the same length like this one to do the exact same length like this again. No. At a certain point, it will start retracing, and it will retrace. It can retrace a lot, or it can retrace small. But the only fact that she could go out of SSB is a retracement sign. Start taking your profit or break even, because you realize that Shiku getting out of SSB is a sign of, even if it's a small reversal, it will reverse a little bit before continuing down. It always reverse a little bit. It can be short, it can be a short reversal, it can be a small reversal, it can be a big reversal, like this. It reverse a little bit before going. You get out of SSB, it reverse before going up. So it will retrace always, no doubt about it. In rare case, it will keep going. But even when I say it will keep going, it will keep going. This one went down, right? You may think, no, we went down. She go out of SSB doesn't work. It works. We went down for a certain time, but after that, see how long was the retracement? The retracement was also bigger. So you must expect at each time that she could cross on the other side of SSB. Here is SSB. Shiku was on the upside like this. Each time it goes on the other side of SSB, it can do a small downtrend like that, but it would retrace first before continue. Or it can even retrace, then continue to the upside in any case. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Shiku was down here. It went up above SSB. Then it retraced like this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Shiku out of SSB is a sign of reversal too. This when she went out there, see how he retraced, went inside the cloud again on the other side of SSB before going out. Or even when he went out, he retraced a little bit again. So don't expect too much Shiku doing magical stuff after magical continuity after going out of the SSB. Start thinking about breaking even. See, for example, Chiku went out of SSB here, then retraced again inside SSB, then went out again, then retraced out, retraced to the other side. That's the common pattern of Shiku and SSB. It will have a retracement. It can be short, it can be long, but this is one of the setups too. Okay, so those were reversal setup. Now let us talk about an inverted SSB. Inverted SSB. I like to call it SSB inverted than inverted SSB, because anyway, inverted SSB is better English than SSB inverted, but you guys understand, right? Okay, inverted SSB. Let us go to on the USDG point. Let us go on the USD JPY. On the USD JPY, let us take this school case. Can they call? Yes, an inverted SSB. First of all, Tenkan and Kijun was before the cloud, and then Kijun, then Tenkan went out of the cloud here. Tenkan is out of the cloud, but Kijun is still in cloud, yeah. And then the price went above the cloud. At this point in time, people started saying, is it a reversal or a continue to the upside? Yeah, it can be a reversal, but as soon as the candle touches SSB, you need to always buy in the direction of the TK cross. The TK cross here is in direction to the upside. Keep in mind that you can start looking at sales like this and thinking that this is an SSB setup that is playing out, or it is Shiku that is going out. It is Shiku that is doing the reversal. No, it's not about Shiku doing the reversal. It's about identifying the in which situation you are. This situation is called a situation of inverted SSB, right? It's not about Shiku or anything. When Tenkan go out of the SSB, above the SSB like that, and Kijun is still in cloud, is a particular phenomenon that are called SSB inverted, because even though the candle is still here above the cloud, I expect the candle to come and touch SSB before this price continue to upside. I'm not thinking about a huge reversal. Why? Because the TK cross is the golden cross. Golden cross is the name given by the founder, Goshi Ozoda, the founder of the Ishimoku indicator, Ishimoku system. And you must follow it first, mostly in 1 hour time frame. The golden cross is your orientator, is your guide. When you are confused about is it a reversal or is it a reversal because Shiku just went out of the cloud and you can reverse till SS gain, or maybe not, no. Don't think like that. Think like this. First of all, your orientator is in 1 hour is the TK golden cross. So follow it. So you will follow the buys. Like, and why do you buy this type of setup? The setup that I'm calling SSB inverted has this particularity where Tenkan is out of the cloud, Kijun is inside the cloud. Candle are above the cloud. Where you buy is, you buy when the candle touches SSB, and you buy in the direction of the TK golden cross. Okay, let us look another example of this. This one could have been the same example, but the candle did not come back at SSB, though, so no problem. Let us take another example of an embedded SSB. This is another example of an embedded SSB. An embedded SSB, this one can be confusing, but it's very important that you handle this confusion. An embedded SSB work like this. Tenkan goes out of SSB above, but Kijun is still in cloud, and the candle are above here. Now, see what happened. When Tenkan goes out of SSB above SSB, you have a reversal to the downside. But don't expect, like, don't start thinking like, oh, it will be a reversal to down here. No. Start instead saying that, okay, since the golden cross of TK is still to the upside, is still close to the upside, I'll then buy when the candle will be inside the cloud. Then when you buy here, you can actually exit at this point, or you can leave the candle, the position open, because your stop loss will be certainly at the bottom here. Because SSB, an embedded SSB is mostly a setup of continuation of a trend. Because the trend started reverse here, maybe there was a twist at this level here, left. Then this one is a Deng candle. Then this was an inverted Kijun. After the inverted Kijun, you have the SSB inverted and inverted SSB. So all of this on the left, twist, Deng, inverted Kijun, was reversal signs. But from SSB inverted, it is a continuity sign. It's a continuity setup. That's why I put it in blue. The inverted one was in red, as you see, like the color of the cell, red. This one are continuity setup. Okay. So you need to mark this point, the point in between Tenkan and Kijun, when you have this type of phenomenon. Okay, so what else should I do? What else? Can we find again another one? If we can find another one, it will be fine. If we is this one also? This one has the pattern of it, right? Look at this one. It has the pattern of inverted. An inverted SSB is that Tenkan is out of the cloud, Kijun is inside the cloud. The candle are above the cloud. First, when the candle are still above Tenkan like that, think about reversal. Reversal till where? Reversal till Kijun maximum or till SSB maximum. When the candle start touching SSB, start thinking about buys. This is an inverted SSB. Why do I call it even inverted SSB? Normally, SSB, when the cloud is red like this, when we touch SSB, you sell. But yeah, the cloud is still red, but you buy. That's a kind of inversion. Why? Just because it's not about the red cloud. I'm not using red cloud, green cloud machine. That's so wrong. I don't find it right. That's not the way of looking at the chart is not about red cloud, green cloud. I don't find it right. I don't find it right to look at the chart by red cloud, because there are phases. What I'm trying to show you is that there are sequences, there are phases. It's like in science. This is a specific phase of SSB inverted. So it's not about red cloud. Who told you about red cloud? Let me forget. But I just wanted to explain to you about the fact that normally every touch of SSB is a sell when the cloud is red. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm just calling it inverted SSB because we keep touching SSB, but now we buy even though the cloud is red. But I'm not having a conversation about red cloud. Forget about red cloud. Bye. I'm no more there with red cloud shit. Anyway, this is another point, but it did not touch SSB. But another no, there's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Blind Fury. Okay, I think this is another one. Yeah, this is an SSB inverted too. Kijun in cloud, Tenkan out of cloud. The candle was up here. You have a obviously, if Kijun stay in cloud alone and Tenkan is already out of cloud, think first of all to sell to buy this because it's a reversal from this. But the reversal will end at this point. Then you start buying. As soon as you touch SSB, start selling your asset. Anyway. Okay, now KSB Tenkan. KSB Tenkan. What is KSB Tenkan? You have KSB is the diamond cross. I'm the one who named it diamond cross. Here is it. I named it diamond cross because of the fact that it's the surest trend. It's surer than golden cross. Sometimes it's surer. Okay. Anyway, here is Kijun. When Kijun cross above SSB here, right? It is KSB. That's what I call KSB. Okay. Now, KSB Tenkan is that after the cross of Kijun and Tenkan, out of the course of Kijun and SSB, the candle will touch Tenkan here. When the candle touch Tenkan here, is a Tenkan entry, is an Tenkan entry. Okay. But sometimes, in this case, Kijun and Tenkan stay separated to the upside. But sometimes, as soon as you see the KSB, Kijun and Tenkan will start cross back like inverted like this, and you have an inverted Tenkan here. A KSB inverted Tenkan. KSB inverted Tenkan. You have a KSB inverted Tenkan somewhere here. Let us look at it. Let us look at it. Let us look at it. Let us look at it somewhere where um, it happened in 15 minutes and 5 and 1 hour sometimes. Let us go on pairs like Bitcoin. It happened a lot here. Because those are pair will range a lot like this one. Make it happen a lot. Oh, well, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm not seeing in 1 hour. Let us go on 15 minutes. 15 minutes has it a lot, right? Yeah. That's a lot. Can I change the pair watch? Okay, let us take this one. Okay, this one. See, this gold. You have a Kijun crossing above SSB here, right? But as soon as it cross above SSB, you see an inverted Tenkan at this point. Like normally Tenkan was above Kijun. Normally that's how it must have gone till the TP above. But what happened is that it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way. At this point in time, Tenkan went below Kijun and created an inverted Tenkan and make people think that it is already a reversal. Meanwhile, it wasn't yet. The price was keep going to the upside. This one is also a buy signal. So that's the difference between a normal Kijun. So there's a difference between a normal Kijun, a normal Kijun and inverted, a normal KSB and Tenkan, KSB inverted Tenkan. All of them are just sign of continuity. Those are not sign of reversal. Those are all sign of continuity. Let us take this one and this one, right? Here and this one are on the left. You see this one on the left. It can be also a KSB Tenkan inverted, right? You can think that, oh no, but you can tell me now. But in this part, the candle went down, right? What's the difference? You just go in higher time frame. We was at 1 minute and at 15 minutes. Just go in 1 hour and look at what was happening. Obviously, at this point, for the first one, it was a TK correction, but for this one, it's a deep trend. The deep trend will start to play in, right? So at a certain point in time, you will start identify it very well. We'll start identify it very well. We'll start identify it very well. Anyway, let's keep going. You cannot you do it with other examples that I'll be showing you. Mountain Tenkan and mountain SSA. Mountain SSA is this one. Let us look at mountain SSA. Mountain SSA is particularly a correction type of thing, but a correction for the price to continue. So let us look at this one. Mountain SSA is this one. When SSA can create a mountain, a dome like this, a mountain, a curve like this, and then the candle start placing wicks above it. That is different from this one. You see, at this point, we have the same dome, right? We have the same in this SSA, we have the same dome, but no candle place wicks here, right? So this is not a mountain SSA. Mountain SSA is only when wicks and candles come and place their wicks at this level. Before continuing down. That's mountain SSA. It's a continuity type but with reversal. You reverse first, then you continue. That's mountain SSA. This is another mountain SSA here. Like the candle come like on the mountain of SSA, placing their wicks. Normally, it should go down like this without touching that SSA. It happened a lot on pairs like Bitcoin, gold. Pairs who sometimes range and who are sometimes faster, like gold. It happened a lot on range pair also. Anyway, let's continue. In 15 minutes, most of the time, in 15 minutes, 1 hour maximum. Mountain Tenkan is simply another part of the zone. Mountain Tenkan is another part of the zone. By definition, right? Mountain Tenkan is a resistance or a support. See this Tenkan mountain here. By definition, is a resistance, right? It made the price resist the uptrend. Like this was the mountain Tenkan, like Tenkan looking left. If this is the candle, the actual candle, you look above, you look left, you will see what? A Tenkan mountain. You draw a line, and your price will start resisting the uptrend from this point. It will start resisting to go uptrend, but it will start going down. That is the part of the zone. It is natural for candles to stop at that point, around that point. Even here, this was a mountain Tenkan, but that made the price go till down here to another mountain Tenkan here. So it's a part of the zone. That's why I took it for the zone, because it shows the extremity of the cheapest price, the extremity of the expensive price. Yes, candle can cost a little bit above it, but it will not keep going like as if it will ignore. It will not ignore it like I ignore my haters. You understand? Like I ignore my haters. No, it will not ignore it as you ignore a piece of shit on the street. No, it will not ignore it that way. That you continue your route without looking at it. No. Mountain Tenkan is respected. Mountain Tenkan is respected as a place where zone is. See how the price start decelerate at this point. It is not an acceleration, right? But sometimes it can accelerate. I have no problem that it accelerates, but at this point in time, it just accelerated at this point, right? It kept going down. It kept going down, but it's not the problem. But what I mean is that most of the time is a resistance and support level. Okay. So now SSB, let us look at SSB. Let us go on now. SSB now is something very particular. Let me show you something about SSB. There are people who say that I will sell SSB setup. At this point, if you have sell this SSB setup, it would have been good, right? But not all SSB setup make the price reverse to the upside. No, this one did not reverse to the upside. It went down actually. This SSB got broken because it's not the SSB setup that make the strength. There is something that I call the speed of the volume. That I will explain to you a little bit later in the course. This speed logic. Structure only have these two elements. Structure only, when I talk about structure, right? When I talk about structure, I only talk about the zones and the A plus setup, right? The A plus setup, all of the A plus setup that I'm showing. But the thing is that what breaks the structure is the speed. Let us say that you have a pillar like this in your house and another transversal pillar like this. And then if you place a roof that is heavier than what the pillar can, the pillar are the structure, isn't it? Those are the most important structure in the house, in your home. About when you talk about home building, pillars are the most important structures. That's what carry the weight. But if you place a rooftop that has more weight that the pillar structure can support, it will directly crush the structure, right? That's why we talk about the speed in my lesson. The speed can break the structure, and you need to know when. There's a sort of speed logic that you need to have. For the moment, I'm talking to you about the logical part of the structure, like the A plus setup. All right. So don't start making your life out of like an analysis has many elements like this: structure, speed, and phases, and stage. How did they call it? And stages, right? But you start making your life only out of structure, you get crushed by speed. You cannot only have one point. You cannot only solely make your analysis based on one element and think that you'll be confident or you'll be in the right direction all the time. If you want to be in the right direction most of the time, you need to incorporate all of the three elements. So SSB sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes stop the price, sometimes doesn't stop the price just because of the speed. Yeah, this SSB stop the price. No problem about it. I have no problem about it. But it stopped the price till the price went up. But this one did not stop the price. It made as if it stopped the price, but the speed was too high. You see these nicks. The volume that arrive at this SSB is too high. The volume of money that arrive at this SSB is too high. That's why I cannot stop it. That's why I wanted to talk to you about SSB. So don't make your lifestyle only based on SSB. SSA2. SSA2 is the same thing like SSB. Let us look at this SSA here, right? This SSA just stopped the price and went up. That was the first touch of SSA. But the second touch of SSA went up too. Till here, second touch. But the third touch got broken, like completely crushed, right? At this point. So that's the same thing. SSA also can stop the price and make it reverse for a little bit like this. But you can also have times where it doesn't do that. Let us take this one. Let us take this one. This was SSA, right? See how SSA here got completely crushed. Normally, it should stop the price and make it continue to upside. So you cannot be placing your orders here on all SSA. That's not normal. That's not logical. That's not logical. you must understand the three elements, the speed, the phases, to start choosing which one you choose, to start selecting wisely. This SSA instead, mostly when it is the first SSA and general, it can work. Like it can stop the price when I say work. Work is not even what that means anything. What means something is that from this CK cross, right? From this SS cross, like SSA and SSB cross, this one was the first SSA touch. And since it was the first SSA touch and the volume was going to the upside, this SSA made the price go up, right? To the upside. But the cost of SS finish here, the cost of SS finish just right here for this cloud, for this part of the cloud. Then a new part of the cloud started. For this new part of the cloud, just here, right? Just here. This one was the first SSA touch, but even if it was the first SSA touch, it did not stop the price to keep going down because the speed of the volume was too high. You cannot stop a car that comes at 250 kilometers per hour on a wall. It will break that wall. Because we say Ishimoku line are resistance and support wall, right? But in this case, you need to understand when that wall stop the price and when it doesn't. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes it can, sometimes it cannot. Yeah, it did very well at this point, but it was going in the congruence, like in the structure, that is SSA as an SSA as an A plus setup structure was going in the same direction as the volume. The volume, let us go on 4 hours. The volume of hour 2 was going to the same direction as the volume of 4 hour. Volume up. So it stopped the price. There is no problem about it. So, but with practice, you can identify it very well. Let us talk about Kijun now. For Kijun, one thing I want to tell you about Kijun is that some people make mistake to consider Kijun as a, but don't make this mistake. Kijun can sometimes stop the price, can other time you will not. Let us take this case when it stopped the price and this case when it didn't. So Kijun setup is this: when the candle touch Kijun like this, normally you must sell. You sell. This one work very well, and generally it will work and stop the price, right? Kijun work and stop the price, but see this case. In this case, it did not stop the price. It completely crushed. If you had a stop loss somewhere above here, you have lose this trade. So you cannot base your understanding of A plus setup just based on one element. This is a structure, no problem. But what breaks this structure is surely a volume, the higher time frame volume. So this Kijun worked too for a short period, but it worked, right? Like it stopped the price. When I say work, it stopped the price to the downside. This is A plus setup Kijun. Okay. Now let us talk about Tenkan. For Tenkan, what is best with Tenkan is that the first two touches of Tenkan are very good. So let me show you how we can even okay, from TK cross, right? TK cross here happened below the cloud, but I start counting Tenkan touches from above the cloud, like this part below the cloud. I don't count the Tenkan touches. I count here, the part that's above the cloud here. This one is a Kijun touch, so I don't count it as Tenkan touch. I'm talking about Tenkan. This is the first Tenkan touch. This first Tenkan touch is a buy, right? Was a buy. So in general, the first one and two touches of Tenkan are good. This is the second touch. Those are good ones. From the third 4-5, you can have some problem waiting. I think. One other thing that I want to tell you is that don't wait too much about Tenkan touch, mostly in higher time frame like 1 hour. If you have it early, you cool, but if you don't have it earlier, it can be a problem. Don't count too much about Tenkan touch. Let us take, for example, this one on Bitcoin. From this course of TK course above the cloud here, the Tenkan touch happened just here at the end. And that's what I don't like about waiting the touch of Tenkan before entering. This 4-hour time frame. See all of this amount of money that you just left down and then you start entering in this range, in this place where there is the market, and if you ever enter here, your maximum will be at the top here because your stop loss will be surely down. Sorry, on this level. But you will have missed this whole uptrend. So my opinion is that normally when you don't wait too much for Tenkan touches in higher time from like 1 hour, 4 hour too. You must be able to enter at this point, right? You must be able to enter here. Analysis can help you do that because you can easily enter at this point just because the daily is at this level is literally bullish too. The daily is to the upside. How do I know that? Is that Tenkan, the inclination of Tenkan are only to the upside, even here. The last inclination of Tenkan is to the upside, so there's no point of thinking that it will reverse here. Okay, so that's how you can enter here as an SSB setup. Oh, okay. So let us talk about ticket correction, a simple ticket correction. Simple ticket correction are correction that happen. Let us take this one. Let us take this one. A correction for me, a correction is ticket cost was crossing to the upside, right? But in this whole correction, like the price started going down and Tenkan went down below Kijun. The fact that Tenkan went below Kijun is a correction. Now it is a simple correction. Why? Because the Tenkan and Kijun just stopped just near to the cloud, like just at SSA above, literally a little bit above the cloud and just touching the cloud a little bit. It did not went down till touching SSB. Like it did not went down like this. This would have been a harder correction. But we just got a simple correction. A correction is just when Tenkan goes up like this above SSB, above Kijun. Then at a certain point in time, Tenkan goes below Kijun. The fact that Tenkan goes below Kijun is not a reversal always. It is a correction this time. Why? You can literally place an horizontal line, go on one time frame above just to confirm. That's the reasoning. This is reasoning. So reasoning is that logical reasoning about this structure is that about this A plus setup is that when you are here, right? This was the correction at this point. Just erase the. When you are at this level, what do you realize? In daily, Tenkan inclination are still to the upside. there is no inclination down like this on of Tenkan. All of these Tenkan are just inclined to the upside. It means that we still have the will to go to the upside. It's only from this point that Tenkan start going down. That means that it could have been a reversal in 4 hours. So, but in this blue line, the day the ticket course was just a simple, a mere correction, no such thing as a reversal. So that's why it was a simple correction where it stopped a little bit near to the cloud, just at the border of the cloud here. And then the correction, they can go below Kijun, go a little bit above, then go below Kijun, and then cause for a last push to the upside. From this last push of the upside, you can then start buying. Okay. Now we have a deep correction. A deep correction is a little bit like this, but let me show you a deep correction that is a little bit more expressive. Let us take this one. Let us take this one. Okay, see this one, right? Tenkan and Kijun was going to the upside, right? Then Tenkan went below Kijun. It just went below Kijun and started stopping just around SSA above the cloud. But what happened is that went below Kijun and then go till Tenkan touches Kijun, touches SSB. Candle also touched SSB, which was not the case on the previous example. So this one is a deeper correction, but it doesn't mean reversal, just deeper because the retracement is more high, and then the price will keep going up. Doesn't mean a reversal. The reversal is mostly like this one. This one is a reversal for sure. This one is a reversal for sure. There is nothing. Nobody doubt about this reversal. So, okay, those are basically deep correction, TK deep correction, and TK simple correction. Yeah, I think I'll show you that. And then let's now talk about the touches. Let's now talk about the touches. Let's go on the Dow Jones on the US30. On the US30, what I realized that you can actually have a ticket course that has many touch like crazy. But as I repeat it instead of 5-5, let us say this is Kijun, and now this is Tenkan. And now candle start touching Tenkan like this. One touch, second touch, third touch. That's 1, 2, 3. For me, from the third touch, the price can go up again, but the fourth touch, the price will go up. And the fifth touch will be a reversal. Not for me. That's what I realized, like in 1 hour, 15 minutes, most of the time. So I separated those elements, those I would say vague waves of touches. Like the first one can be very long, the second one very long. But from the fourth and the fifth, it will be reversal one. But the first two will be continuity to the upside, like will be best moment to entry, best moment to enter. That's why I call it best moment, great moment, right? So you can separate it like this, and then you can restart with a six touch. The sixth touch can work like the first touch to have a big momentum. The seventh touch can work like the second, have a big momentum. But from the eighth, work like the number 3, and that continue to the downside. Now the 9 and 10 will be will go to the downside. That's why I separated with the same color, like a set of a range of 5-5, because there are trends that are very long trend that have 14 touches on Tenkan and Kijun. But the trend start reducing between the 4-5, the 8, the 9, 10, or the 13, 14, right? But before Kijun and Tenkan start crossing again like this, or before we touch even Kijun. So that's a little bit what I'm trying to explain here. That let us look at this trend, for example. How many touches do you have? How do I count when do I start counting the touches? I start counting the touches out of the cloud. Like this one. Out of the cloud, above the cloud. This one is the first touch. This one is the first touch of Tenkan. This one is the second touch. When the candle close above the cloud, the touch is finished. Then this one is the third touch. But the candle close above the cloud, the touch is finished. This one is a fourth touch. But in this case, the candle closed below the cloud. So even here is still the same fourth touch. But since it closed above, the next one will be the fifth touch here. Okay. So now this one will be the seventh touch here, and the sixth touch here, the sixth one. But the seventh touch didn't happen because this one is Kijun. As soon as we have Kijun at this level, when the candle, when we restart again the number of touches of Tenkan, we start with 1, then 2, 3, because Kijun just cancel the previous number of touches. We don't continue like 8, 9, 10. No. As soon as we touch another line, and then we come back again to the previous line, the counter robot start again. The counting start again as the beginning. So let us analyze this one. This first touch gave this high, right? This second touch gave this high almost. This third touch only gave something like this. This fourth touch gave till here. This fifth touch gave till here. So what I'm trying to say is that, right? In this case, it's a particular case where all of the touches are almost the same length. But most of the time, what you will see, I mean, in general, is that let us take this downtrend, for example. When you take this downtrend, for example, this is the first touch of Tenkan here. You see how long the first touch was. And then this is the second touch here, just this size. Then this is it. All of this is a third touch. All of this is a touch, because this candle wick, only the wick is outside of Tenkan below. The body closed inside. So the third touch start here. So all of this is a third touch. And then you have the fourth touches and the fifth touch here before having Kijun. And then we restart again. All of this is Kijun. So the third touch just gave this one, but the first touch gives a long one, right? That's what I'm trying to say is that the best touches are the first and the second in general, the best touches. From the third touch, it can be very tricky. This is the first touch. This is the second touch. This third touch gave. This fourth touch gave. But the fifth touch was just a reversal. So start paying attention from the fifth touch, right? In general, count like this in a set of 5-5 wave. 5-5, it's like frequency. Touches are like frequency. If I hit a piece of wood one time, no problem. You still have the strength. Second time, no problem. You still have the strength. But the third time, it will start crushing, breaking. The fourth time, it can leave scars on the wood. But the fifth time, it can actually break the wood in half. That's exactly what I'm trying to mean about these torches. The best one when the best moment to buy are always the first two. The great reversal are 4 and 5. Okay, so now let me take to you about one reasoning about the torches, top-down analysis reasoning about torches. Sometime, let us go on one on USD GPY, right? On USD GPY, on USD GPY, yeah, right. On USD GPY, we have on this uptrend, as I told you, this one I don't count anything can here. I start counting above the cloud. This thing can one touch. Um, second touch, third touch. We have here three touches. The thing is that we have three touches and then we have one touch, two touch, three touch. The question is that okay, now people will start saying that oh, let me only work with touches, but they don't understand the reasoning behind touches. This is three touch, right? And the TK, the separation between Tenkan and Kijun is almost 30 pip already, which is almost high. 40 pip, which look like a fat TK. That must be that must be. Then look at fat TK because since Vegeta just said that fat TK must reduce first before the trend continue. Okay, there's no problem about that reasoning. But the thing is that in some case, you need to reason in another way. Yes, there is a fat TK and three touches, right? 1, 2, 3 touches and a fat TK. But sometimes that fat TK can reduce while going to the continuity of the trend, while going up. It's not forced to reduce when, like this fat TK just reduce here above. It's not forced to reduce below here before continuing up. It can reduce, like the separation between Tenkan and Kijun can reduce just here above. How do you know that? You just take you literally just take a vertical line. You go on 4 hour. You see this 4 hour. What happened in this 4 hour is this thing. You have Tenkan inclined to the upside and TK cross have almost a snake. So this show you a volume of speed that is very high to the upside. So rather than thinking about only 1 hour, even though we have three touches already, because from three touches it can be very tricky. And a fat TK. Keep buying. What I mean is that even though it's the third touch, you may think of waiting or letting it reduce to the downside before buying. Keep buying because in 4 hours we still have impulse, we still have big momentum, we still have volume. Keep buying, the rejection can happen above like this. That's the reasoning that I'm trying to bring you. You need to do top-down analysis with touches. That's how you do it. So let us go to the exercise now. What you will do is that duplicate this Google sheet and then choose a pair. Identify all of the setup and take a screenshot and post it in the group. These are all of the setup. These are 15 setup. 15. 17. Yeah. Those are not 15 setups. Those are 17 setups. 17 setup, right? 17 setups that I show you. Identify all of them, place it in your group. Now, do this reasoning, make a logical reasoning in top-down mode analysis untouched numbers. If I tell you, I took this example. If I tell you, we are in 1 hour time frame. TK cost in 1 hour is going to the upside. We already have 3 touches and TK cost has a sort of fat in 1 hour. But we already have 3 touches. And in 4 hours, we have a TK snake. Right? A TK snake to the upside, like in the same direction, like 1 hour. Do you buy or do you sell? Do you sell or do you buy? That's the logical reasoning that I'm trying to make with you here at this point. It's not only on USDGPY that happen. That should happen a lot of time. That should happen a lot of time. Let us take this example for example. Let us take this one. At this level in Dow Jones, we already have like 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 2 touch, 2 touch, almost 3 touches, right? In 1 hour, like almost 2 touches. How many touch? This is 1, 1, 2. We have 2 touches and a cloud that is like it's fat, but it's not that fat. So do you buy or do you sell? If you can just say if 4 hour is snakes, you see the inclination of 4 hour of Tenkan 4 hour is still to the downside. So you keep selling this 1 hour. It's not because you see a fat in 1 hour that will say, oh, I need to keep I need to sell the reversal. Fat doesn't mean force necessarily reversal, like a hardcore reversal like this. No. It can just be a reversal in terms of correction and then continue down. So you need to make a reasoning with 1 time frame above. To make that logical reasoning, take a pair that in your choice and then place in the group. Take a screenshot. Take screenshot, post your setup, post your reasoning in the group, and then validate other students. Don't judge, don't criticize. Keep positive vibes, and then see you for the next